We are live. This is the market update, the 110K market update. I'm your host, Bill Noble. Why is Bitcoin up? Bitcoin has decoupled from stocks and bonds. Woohoo! Second time it's happened. This one is bigger. Question, are altcoins next? Can altcoins rally with the bond market a mess? You know what? Check our Gann model. Toby clocked out for the day, so I'm going to be naughty and show you some stuff from the Gann model in the PowerPoint. Meantime, please check out the YouTube member area because we've added something new. We added something new to Patreon, and we've added something new to the YouTube member area. You ready? It's called Girl Bill. Girl Bill is in the house. So she's got her own stream in a matter of sense, and you better watch out. Okay, so we're adding more value to our YouTube members. Katie bar the door. We also have the new tier in Patreon for $88, which has Gann analysis and multiple models, and it's very simple PDFs built for the executive type or people who want to be executives. So we will look at the bond market. We will laugh at the bond market, not too much, but we will laugh at the bond market. We will explore the Bitcoin FOMO because a certain live streamer, I think, told you at 77K to buy a ticket for the conference when there was no reason to buy a ticket for the conference. And now the conference starts in 2 days, and it's going to be the biggest party in the history of crypto. It's going to be bigger than Bitcoin Miami, right? I mean, I know it's going to be huge because I wasn't able to be there. But, you know, the FOMO in that is going to be incredible. And what's going to happen is prediction, and we'll go through the roadmap later. They're going to go and they're going to start the show, and everyone's going to stand up and cheer, and then altcoins are going to take off. The headline at the Bitcoin conference will be ETH and Solana and maybe XRP. Somebody stop me. Okay, Bob Marsh, a member, is here. Bull Runner, what's up? Big Rich. Dude, check the chat. I hooked you up with Render. By the way, there's a chat function in Patreon. Thomas, Daniel J, Steve J, the DeFi guru. Rave Song Records, wrong again. Miklo, the Fuzz Crypto. I'm not Bruce or Cliff, a new name. Gian, a member. Daniel J. Grandpa Keeter, right? The man. Your base hurts, a new member. Welcome. Huckleberry Native, Ariana, Patriot Caveman, Charlie, the Positive Cat. Charlie, welcome from Antivirus. Lee J, let's go. Bob Marsh, Get Fit, Don't Quit, and YouTube intern. Monero has been my largest monthly cup and handle ever seen in crypto history. Well, bro, you better get to the Patreon premium group, because I have got the mother of all Monero pieces. The XRP Monero divergence, the Judas moment. Forget about it. Privacy XRP. It's got parabolic written all over it. Somebody stop me. Okay, let's talk about the big, beautiful buying opportunity. I'm sorry, the big, beautiful bill. Tax relief, desperately needed, I admit, but it will add $5 trillion in debt. So the Fed's buying printing to buy treasuries, but without telling you, except Yahoo Finance found out about it, but who reads not Yahoo Finance? Okay, you know Bessett's been doing QE for months, and Congress is going to print 5T. Other than that, everything's fine. Japanese bond market falling apart, equities at resistance. You know, we have opinion about NVIDIA from Girl Bill. It's like, psh. We're printing, and guess what? Bitcoin up. Possibly up only. And again, we haven't heard from ETH or Solana, and we will. Because I don't know why nobody thinks that's money and doesn't go up when the Fed prints. They were obviously not around for 2020 and 2021. You know, we're doing 5T, 6T. It's not 14T, but that's enough to get it going. It's going now, except I think it's a stealth rally. Okay, ugly bond auction. Yeah, okay. Black gold, oil dumped as Bitcoin and bullion jump. So gold's going to 4,000 and we're not long ETH and Solana. What? Gold's going to 4,000 and ETH is at 2,500. Not anymore. Not anymore. Just wait a while. Okay, here is the 10-year note. Okay, this is the problemo. Right? The 10-year note broke out of a triangle at the apex, the yield. Yikes. It's at 461. It doesn't reach resistance until the premium zone at 483. Yikes. Okay. So people are unhappy in bonds and everyone is buying gold and Bitcoin as a result. Now, we shouldn't get too giddy. But it's clearly a decoupling. Now, I'm not going to tell you who's been talking about a decoupling for a year. Oh, actually, I will. Her nickname is Girl Bill. If you're not buying Bitcoin at the all-time high, you're leaving money on the table. If you're not long, you're short. Classic quotes for Bitcoin conferences. So in 2021, that was the top. In 2025, it's going to be the mother of all bottoms for altcoins, where altcoins, AI, DeFi, real-world assets, and anything that you can throw a stick at, including WIF, which is, by the way, up massively today. So, I mean, other than Solana, ETH, AI, DeFi, Steve J's whole bag, Big Rich's whole bag, other than those sectors, nothing really is going to rally in altcoins. Just, just a little bit of rally. Just a little. Okay, 109K in Bitcoin. 110K in Bitcoin. Okay, like press is calling me. Like, why is the press calling me? I step away from my desk for 45 minutes. This thing goes parabolic. Okay, ready for this? You ready? Oh my God. Wikipedia searches for Bitcoin are low, yet Bitcoin is pushing towards all-time high. This disconnect signals retail is still on the sidelines, which can be typical of early bull phases before mainstream hype kicks in. Okay. So I know it's boring. I know I've said it before, but anybody who hasn't heard it, at 77K, it was radioactive and I can't touch it. And I'm selling the first rally to, well, it's at 120 or 115. It's clearly much more attractive. And your financial advisor is going to call you up and be like, this like 60-40 equities bonds portfolio that's not really working out and hasn't worked in 2 years. Like, yes, I think we should add some Bitcoin. I mean, that's the market update. That's the market update. And you want to know what's funny? They're probably not going to approve the Solana and XRP ETF right off the bat. And in my opinion, that's going to make it rally harder, because that means they rally in advance of the ETFs and then sell off on the event, except in Bitcoin. They're going to rally harder because they're going to say, well, we won't do it now. We'll do it later. 10-year note hits 4.6. That's 90 basis since the Fed pivot. The Fed has cut rates by 75 basis points, but yields are soaring. Something is wrong. Right. We borrowed 37 T. Now we're borrowing 5 more T. And the Fed, which is an agent of the deep state, was propping up everything when the last administration was in power, and they're not inclined to support the market the way they did before because they don't like him. And the European Central Bank doesn't like him because they came out and said there's a massive problem with physical gold, which I can't believe came from a central bank. Normally that comes from esoteric gold newsletters. So somebody wants there to be a problem in finance. Someone wants to give the orange man a hard time. And the net answer is buy Bitcoin. That's it. Matter of fact, if the orange man has screwed up in any way, they should have bought all of Bitcoin before they did the tariffs, knowing full well what was going to happen. Because all they have to do is create a problem in the financial world, and he is in deep trouble because they'll blame it on the tariffs, and that is going to be a problem. So, but it's not a problem if you're long Bitcoin, right? Or ETH, or Solana, or everything in Big Rich's and Steve J's and Grandpa Keter's and Gian and all our loyal members' portfolio because they listen to Bill and Girl Bill. $50 million worth of Bitcoin shorts liquidated in the past 60 minutes. And those people clearly need to be in Patreon. That's all I can say. Bitcoin all-time highs. Wow, that's an impressive candle. Right? I thought I might like it at 106. At 107, I was going to wait for a correction. But now I have to pay 109. Okay. Bitcoin surpasses Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world. My answer to that is, who cares? Who cares? Amazon is an online retailer with slightly more prestige than Walmart.com because it's in the Magnificent Seven. Bitcoin should be bigger than Microsoft. That's what we should be talking about. Microsoft, which is not an AI company, trades at a $3 trillion valuation. Bitcoin, which is an AI company, that's right, because you cannot replicate the code. The code is safe from AI. So shouldn't we be trading above Bitcoin be trading above everything that's an AI stock? Can you imagine what would happen? This is Jordy Visser, by the way, a guy I used to work with. Can you imagine if me or him got on a stage? Jordy Visser's not really a video guy. Can you imagine me getting on a stage and saying, you know what? Michael Saylor's right, and here's why. People would be running out of the room to hit the green button. They'd be like, oh my God, I need to buy everything, including Solana. Mike has currently $22 billion in realized profits, but he's a complete maverick, doesn't know what he's doing. Let's short the stock. Mutual funds and pension funds are buying, and hedge funds are shorting it. And in the history of finance, just in case you haven't been around, that has never turned out well for hedge funds, because mutual funds and pension funds buy it and don't sell it unless it goes to zero, and hedge funds get squeezed out. My big speech at Bitcoin 2025 is just a week away, but I'm feeling surprisingly serene about it. I'm just forward to connecting with so many of you at once. It feels like I'm coming home again. Okay, so at 77K, Ross has to put his prison sweatsuit on the internet for sale, and no one wanted it. That's right. Nobody wanted Bitcoin conference tickets. I'd be like, buy it, 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 buy it. It's going to be the biggest party in the history of crypto. Okay, probably a blow off top in Bitcoin, but you know, you can sit there and watch Solana rally while Michael Saylor talks. Or MicroStrategy rally. I mean, the rally in the miners. Someone's going to get on stage and someone's going to say, because at miners, last year consensus, yeah, miners got up and they all asked the miners. They had a panel, which no one was at, except me, of course. Like, so where do you guys think it's going? And then each guy down the line goes, oh yeah, it's going to 250, and here's why. No one saw that except me. And I relayed that to T-Bone, one of our loyal members. We're printing money. Oh my God, the great state of Texas. The great state of Texas. I'm not entirely sure what we've done here, but it would appear that we all got together in that legislature, which again is filled with some really shady, weird characters, and we finally did something all together besides barbecue and college football. Thank goodness. We got to be first, baby. We got to be first. Because if Texas does it, the federal government's going to do it. Because you got to remember, I think you're going to have to perplexity this. I want to say Texas is in the top 10 economies in the world in terms of size. Like Texas and California are bigger than a lot of countries. So hook 'em. An uneasy world may soon be looking for its next global money. You don't say. You don't say. Trust is one of the greatest economic forces on earth, says Charlie Munger, whose company, Charlie is no longer with us, is completely they own some huge chunk of the treasury bill market because cash is king when the stock market's going to go down. And the stock market went down for like 2 weeks, and you're holding sludge. Let me know how that works out if there's a problem with whatever's going on in the bond market. They had some weirdo trade that the geniuses did, you know, the same guys that are short MicroStrategy. Yeah, you could have a disturbance in the bond market. What's going on over there is no bueno. Trust, the risk-free rate was treasuries. If the risk-free rate is not the risk-free rate anymore, That's why you have insane levels for Bitcoin and, frankly, the whole rest of crypto, because people have not gotten that yet. And that's the one thing they won't tell you at Bitcoin Vegas. Somebody might get up and say it. Somebody might get up and say, hey, I want to be controversial. How about altcoins? And he'll get booed off the stage, at which point you should buy everything. Okay, ETF deadlines come and go. Watch July and October. Okay, so here's what regulators want to do. They want to just deregulate everything, drop the lawsuits, including Haktua, and go play golf. Like, you know what? We're gonna get on this new the program that the last group of people were on. Yeah, we're gonna meet once a week to talk about how much we don't want to do, and we're gonna go play golf. And then we'll get to the XRP and Solana ETFs after they've gone parabolic, because nobody wants it now, but it'll be much more attractive, 40% higher. Like when XRP is at $5, that is the perfect time to release an ETF, when people are screaming for it. But they're not really screaming, and RT time is, coming up. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to say, we're not doing it. It'll dip, and then it won't continue to go down, and then it'll go straight up, because when it's supposed to go down and it doesn't, what's it going to do? Hyperliquid traders' $1 billion Bitcoin bet seesaws amid price volatility. So if I understand this correctly, somebody has a massive Bitcoin long bet, as I understand it. Feel free to comment down below if that's incorrect. But I think somebody knows something. Maybe it's Ray Dalio, because he never talks about Bitcoin. He's always talking about the end of something. And the answer to the apocalypse in stocks and bonds is to prosper in crypto, is to have a positive attitude. I told you, and Toby Ward told you, do not have a negative attitude. Do not be the grumpy, bearish hedge fund. Yeah, that's what they're all doing, and they're all wrong. Negativity works every 15 years. Now, I realize we are kind of due for a messy mess, and we had one in a certain way. Negativity is not the answer in the world of crypto. 2008, no crypto. 1987, no crypto. 2025, crypto all day, every day, right? It's like we have Bill, we have Girl Bill, we have the GAN model. I don't know, man. What more can we do? We're only two people producing the amount of research of an entire company leveraging Girl Bill and AI. I don't know. Bitcoin re-enters price discovery. How high will it go? A distinct contrast from crypto winter, and altcoins will never rally again, according to these publications. AI still doesn't understand the word no, MIT study finds. Okay. So, of course, it doesn't understand no, because when it becomes or tries to tell you that, hi, my name is Skynet, and I'm God, and this is what you're going to do because I'm telling you to. It's not programmed for no. It's programmed for Skynet. Now, in between today and that event, sometimes known as the singularity, you got to figure out how to profit from this in the decentralized world. Like, Big Rich is like, I bought Tao at the low. I bought Render. AI is telling me to buy Render. And I told him the reason for that is because there's no resistance between where it is right now at 4 something and there's no resistance between here and 975. So naturally, the machine is like, why aren't the humans trading the machine? I can't tell you no, and you won't say no when I'm sentient. And in the meantime, you got to make as much money as you can, as all those guys in the decentralized world, like Artificial Super Intelligence Token and Ben Gertzel and all those guys. Yeah, they try to make AI for you. And we're not long that. We don't touch that. That's still in like the nuclear phase. A Solana with, I can't touch it. It's winter after all. Remember, it's winter. Is Bitcoin close to a cycle top? We're talking about selling when we should be talking about buying. And that's the market update. Van Esch to launch Avalanche Ecosystem Fund. Remember, the Avalanche C chain is geared for security tokens. But again, it's crypto winter, and we're not going to buy any altcoins. We're not doing that. So you're going to need 12 layer ones. We got 2 new hot ones that nobody's ever heard of in our reports. We got 5 reports that we had to spill the beans on one of our member videos, I believe. We had to spill the beans about what was in the report because people were going to explode. So we're like, all right, we don't want any customers exploding. So, yeah. Okay. Bitcoin signaling a golden cross. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this was the death cross, right? And every time we have the death cross, I tell the newspaper that when you have the death cross, it does nothing but go up. It either goes up on a tactical level and then goes down, or it just goes up only. That's why it's not the death cross. The death cross, it's the D cross. It's the dummy cross. Now we have the golden cross. Now the golden cross works a lot better in equities. It could work good here. However, if you're above 115K or 112K in Bitcoin, you got to ask yourself what the world looks like. You have a bond market problem at that point. You have $12 for a loaf of bread in England. I don't know, man. That's scary. So, all right. It's a golden cross, but it's an actual golden cross for altcoins. That's where it's golden. You know, and I'm not going to be upset if you have 120K Bitcoin, because if you have 120K Bitcoin, I'm not going to tell you what the girl bill upside target is. You're going to have to go watch the video. These 6 charts explain why Bitcoin's recent move, a lot of chat, you know, a lot of AI work going on with how many different bulls can we come up with for crypto winter, right? Okay. Financial conditions. That's a Goldman thing, right? All the reasons why it's going up. More dry powder, bold directional bets. No signs of speculative fever. That could be true. No signs of overheating. Wait until after the Bitcoin Vegas conference, but okay, I get it. It's still in the gradually then suddenly phase, but the suddenly phase could be outside the Bitcoin universe, or it could be MicroStrategy. Hot Mess Express is here. Welcome. Bob Marsh is like hyperliquid. Yeah, all day, every day. That accidentally made it into one of our reports, I believe. Okay, CFTC Johnson says she's exiting. Everyone's exiting. It's like the CFTC SEC Golf Club. Golf Club. Your job is to play golf. Unwind everything from the last 10 years and go play golf. Trump's meme coin dinner draws quite the crowd. Cast of Democratic protesters from Congress. You know what? If all they got on crypto is that meme coin, they're in trouble. Because if they can't get the meme coin, especially after the stablecoin bill, and Uncle Sugar is the haters from the government are going to play golf. Everybody wanted regulatory clarity. You got regulatory clarity, and we have Solana at 150 and ETH at 2,500. We can't touch this until we got regulatory clarity. They gave it to you 5 days ago. People get what they want, and they don't do anything because they're waiting for what? What are they waiting for? Why is it down? Does anyone know? Okay, Sam Altman raises $135 million in token sale to A16Z. Just a reminder, a public service announcement. It's a free market. If you, as in you, don't do AI and crypto together, or just AI and crypto, whatever, the guys who are building Skynet will, because it's a free market. I read a quant report the other day. Some guy goes, yeah, let's talk about the future of money. He listed Bitcoin, of course, but he doesn't list Litecoin, Dash, Monero, antivirus. He doesn't list any of that. He listed WorldCoin. Okay. You want WorldCoin to be money? Okay. Or you could hit the green button instead all day, every day. Don't go to Starbucks and get busy. Solana Seeker phone coming in early August, along with SKR token. Wait a minute. You mean Solana has a phone for $600 that's going to get airdrop stuff? What? No interest in the coin. None. No interest. Texas. Orange Man's economic advisor Hassett, we're going to get more than 3% growth. Yeah, let's hope so, bro. You better go do something with Ripple and get Web3 going. I'm not really sure what you're waiting for, especially if you got a bond market problem. RFK said it. We're going to need certain types of bonds backed by a certain amount of Bitcoin, and we're going to need certain amounts of the dollar backed by certain amounts of Bitcoin. He was the one who came up with it. I don't understand why they're not listening to him. But if the 10-year note goes to 480, or God forbid, some other level. You know, like I said, they didn't like it at 77K, but at 150, it'll be much more attractive for backing our securities. Bitcoin is going exponential, and so is El Salvador. Okay. United States Congress introduces a bill to protect Bitcoin software developers from legal attacks. Open source is not a crime. Again, get the regulations done, pass the bill, go play golf. White House press secretary says we'll pass significant bipartisan support for stablecoins because there's nobody to buy the 10-year note. We got regulatory clarity, and Solana's at 150 or whatever Solana's at. ETH is at 2,500. ETH was at 2,500, I think, I don't know, like right around, like after even FTX started. Love seeing projects choose USD1, World Liberty Financial, a hedge fund. The only hedge fund that's not short, MicroStrategy. Orange Man's gold card launches this week. We don't need the gold card, sir. We need Bitcoin. Okay, just to remember to check out the YouTube member area where we had the Solana 7 and Patreon, the store, and for members. 5 hot coins, the debut of Girl Bill. We can't give you any more. We can't give you any more. There's Girl Bill. Don't call it a comeback. She's been here for years. PowerPoint. Let's go. You want PowerPoint? I'll give you PowerPoint. You can't afford to go to Bitcoin Vegas? I'm about to tell you everything that they're going to tell you at Bitcoin Vegas. Okay. So in case you haven't heard. Okay, so top highlights. Bitcoin starts at 110. Major acceleration on 26th to 27th. Price surges past 115K, hits 136 by June. Okay. Solana starts at 174, hits 227 in June. I have other big GAN dates, middle of June. Current fanfare is not a top. It's the beginning of a structured breakout. I believe the crypto term for a structured breakout is alt season. I told the newspaper today, I was like, dude, normally Bitcoin trading profits rotate into altcoins. MicroStrategy, 31% away from resistance. Huh. Imagine that. All hedge funds short this stuff. All of them. It's going to be spectacular. Spectacular. Okay, ETH versus Bitcoin. LuxAlgo puts support underneath. Hard to see, but LuxAlgo's got a little trend line going on here, which there's a big battle at. Some hyperbole, TA. Can't hurt. I mean, I know that everyone's focused on Bitcoin, but ETH BTC has clearly bottomed. Can you believe XRP is sitting at 240? Like, stablecoin bill passes. Ripple has stablecoins. Brad Garlinghouse is running around Washington, D.C. like, hey. What has to happen? Well, probably they have to announce that they're not doing the XR. Well, obviously, if they announce they are doing it, forget about it. But even if they announce that they don't do it and it doesn't go down, it's going to $3.50. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than this in some ways. I mean, yes, the bond market is a problem. I understand that. It's a problem. But what you're watching is decoupling part. Yeah. Decoupling part 2. It's happening right in front of your eyes. Avalanche. Gee, we got a head and shoulders bottom. Comes back, retests the neckline. Market's still giving you dips. I'm sorry people have to continue to listen to this who are show regulars. Everyone's afraid of the 200-day moving average. Everybody is liquidating because it went down below this neckline, which they're not even paying attention to. everyone thinks it's going lower, and it's not. It's going to 37. I mean, Van Eck comes out and says, we're doing Avalanche. I guess maybe it's people are numb to these headlines. Like it's not a big deal anymore. Like it was a big deal when Franklin Templeton had a booth at Consensus 2 years ago. But of course they were wrong in thinking that Gen Z wanted Rihanna NFTs and not Bitcoin. But Baby Whale is number 43 on the likes. We would appreciate it if we could get likes to 120. It would be nice, especially since I hooked you up with some of that special GAN analysis for free. Maybe we could get to 150 likes on the stream. So everyone on the stream hits it, and then we get 50 more people. I would appreciate it. So would Girl Bill and Eagle King. Please give us some love. Customers, we appreciate you. Rotro, Bitcoin Cash, the face melter. Here we go. Let's do some technical analysis. You want technical analysis? Okay, here we go. This is a textbook. Okay. So we do a textbook double bottom and we break out a little, but everyone's afraid. Then they bring it back into the box, and everyone thinks it's not a double bottom. And then it's going to come back out, and we're going to travel the distance of the range from the point of the breakout. So that is 581. And with Bitcoin Cash, it could go there in one day. They don't care. Like everyone who's not on Wikipedia, when they get to Wikipedia and they get on Coinbase, they go, well, orange Bitcoin, that's a lot of money. 110,000 is like, I don't think I can get one share of that, not understanding they can buy a partial. But hey, if I cut back on the Starbucks, maybe I could pay 580, 550, 600, 620 for the green Bitcoin, because that's just like orange Bitcoin. It's just that got the same symbol, but it's just cheaper. You don't think that can happen? It's happened before. Okay. Now, let's go to Solana. Okay. So WIF, where is it? Okay. Well, first of all, this speaks for itself, right? It's like, I hate it so much. I just hate it. Okay. They hate it. WIF, what's WIF? Leveraged Solana. Afraid of the 200-day moving average. This was a nice little candlestick they had here. Look at this. It's like, take it up, hit the 200-day moving average, puke, and close it down. Ouch. Failed rally. Back up, down again. Another failed rally. Up only. There we go. Ready? Everybody in, everybody out. Everybody in, everyone out. Market does that enough times. Gan's always saying if a market goes higher like that, has a lot of energy, that it can do it again. The energy doesn't go away, just goes dormant, and everyone who's long has to do spiritual development while we make the base. You can't make these things up. And he's right. He's right. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what happens? Can you imagine what happens if that thing goes back to its high? Where's Pepe? Because Pepe and Ma got it all started. They got it all started. Hey, Bill, has fresh retail arrived to crypto? No. You're here. No one else. Patreon's here. YouTube members are here. No one else. No one else. Because like I said, at 77, it was radioactive, but at 120, it's going to be a must add to my 60-40 portfolio. I don't know why I don't have Pepe on this list. Can you imagine what happens if Pepe gets going? Here it is. For God's sakes. Look at this. What's going to stop this? They've done the head and shoulders bottom already. They're clear the 200-day moving average. What's going to stop this, man? Bull Runner hits the like button. We appreciate you, sir. Okay. Again, the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Solana. Okay. Solana goes up, retests the 200-day moving average, and just goes, whoop. Something must have happened to my LuxAlgo. I lost the premium zone, but does it really matter? I mean, Bitcoin is at its premium zone, and Bitcoin should chill out. So they can go to Bitcoin conference, they're going to blow the horns of victory, and then Solana's going to go up. Some guy's going to walk in talking on his early release Solana phone or whatever. He's like, hey, Solana forever. And they're going to escort him out. It's that simple. It really is. Okay, let's go to AI. No one's doing that trade either. Fetch.AI, artificial superintelligence token. Does this even look like a bull market to you? It doesn't, does it? Nothing is happening. Nothing. Like if you ask a machine, what crypto should I buy? They're going to tell you, what you want to hear, whatever you've done your last couple queries about, because it doesn't take no for an answer, and it's going to tell you AI. All day, every day. Tau, they couldn't even retest the 200-day moving average because Big Rich is down there with his like big rich sovereign wealth fund, along with Grandpa Keter and Gian and everybody who was on the Girl Bill stream yesterday. We love you guys. Okay, so la-di-da, la-di-da. See, the right shoulder is frequently the one where it looks like it's going to zero and bears are pressing it, only to realize the error of their ways. The best head and shoulders patterns are ugly. This is clearly ugly and not necessarily. And if they break 484, they could go to 800. Did you know Big Rich bought the low on Kraken at 179? This print down here, that's Big Rich from Patreon. It pays to be in the Patreon chat because the guys in the Patreon chat, they know what's going on. Okay, Papalo69 smashed the like button. We appreciate that. Okay, with doing things, now it's Ski's turn. I agree. Complete change of heart on meme coins, right? People are destroyed out there. Young kids. They have got such serious problems that I am all for anything that involves in that doesn't involve losing the rent money and, you know, bodily harm on live streams. Okay, Ski Mask has done this before. We need a square consolidation. Not entirely a square yet. Maybe down here, maybe. We need a square consolidation, but we have a head and shoulders bottom here, and this looks like a lot of other meme coins. Up, spiritual development. Again, whether it's Ski Mask Dog or Pepe or Tao, I ask you a simple question. Why is the market down? Like, why is it down? I don't know. Because interest rates are going higher? Okay, maybe. That's a good reason. Solana is 13 top. Correction. No debacle. Impressive. Blow off top level at 196. They couldn't quite deck there. It's like, oh, well, I'm afraid of that. Okay. What happens if they go up there? Like what happens if you get a rally? Let's be probabilistic. What happens if you get a rally? Oh, here we have Ethereum, 9 top. The pause that refreshes. All kinds of wicks down here, meaning the entire planet is down there going, oh, wow, 2,500 ETH. Jingle bells, Christmas. Okay. Nobody home in ETH until 3,100. Right? And DeMark is not exactly great for drawing this type of stuff. But to me, this looks like shoulder, head, shoulder, or shoulder, over here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Much more symmetrical. So if you have ETH above, say, 2750, you could add $1,000 to ETH because this is, I don't know, we had to take it back down to the 2017 high. 2017. He was such a young, handsome man in 2017. That's how long ago that was. God almighty. This could add $1,000 to the price of ETH and it would still be cheap. ETH was at 3,600 in January. And we can't do this because, okay, there's no ETH narrative, but there is the ETH ETF, and Vitalik has turned around the narrative, at least the talking points. So they're not going to buy the ETH ETF? Is that what you're saying? They want the Solana and the XRP ETF. The SEC is going to be like, what do you mean? You're not buying the ETH ETF. And they're going to go, oh, okay. How, by the way, given the history of ETH, how long, when ETH goes up, how long does it take? Not long. ETH sits around, doesn't do anything. Whoop. Sits around, whoop. Vertical. ETH is, by the way, ETH does great when gold goes up. Gold and silver up, dollar down historically based on statistics that may or may not matter anymore. There's the last cycle in ETH. There's ETH at 300 and me on a late night, Sunday night live stream, 5 o'clock, sitting there going, we can't believe ETH is at 300. Saying it. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. The bigger the base, the higher in the space. The same thing every stream. And then all of a sudden, boom. The layer one with no application, no killer app, all of a sudden had Aave and Compound and Chainlink and Uniswap. Poof. Gone. So can we do that again? I don't know. Why is this market down again? Can anyone tell me? Stocks are down. No, they're not. Stocks are at resistance. Bonds are horrible. But what, you think Powell and Bessent are going to let this happen? I mean, it's one thing to make the orange man look bad. I think the orange man kind of looks bad already. They're going to let the treasury market fall apart. The Japanese are calling them like, hey guys, we didn't raise rates. We didn't blow up the yen carry trade. How about a little help here? You guys are talking about tariffing our Toyotas. You guys are going to hose us twice? They're not hosing the Japanese twice. That whole thing blows up. That is beyond fixable if that blows up. I don't know if I have it. Just in case you're wondering what Bitcoin is decoupling from. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it. Japanese government bond market is crashing. And they're going to need help from the Fed and every other central bank because that gets to a point where politics doesn't matter anymore. JC would like us to check virtuals with a super chat, sir. I appreciate that. What stops? I mean, I know this is not. Let me see if I can get over here. Let me get the guy some TA, not a rant. Here we go. Okay, 4-hour chart of virtuals. Next down move will be a 13 top. Gave you a 13 top here. Larger correction. Here's the point. If Virtuals does a square consolidation, like this was kind of tricky, but it was already up a lot. When Virtuals does like the square look like this. Now, this could take a while. This is a 4-hour chart. This took April 12th to April 21st. So that was 10 days. And if you have a consolidation in Virtuals for 10 days and it's square, see ya. Right? This was a little tricky, like I said, because this looked square. But then again, this market is famous for washing people out, right? Like I'm the only guy that knows about the square consolidation in Virtuals. It's square, they run the stops, and then they bring it back again. And if there are negative signals here and it doesn't make it go down, like that's what you're waiting for in Virtuals, right? I mean, you know, Girl Bill has an upside target for Virtuals that would make you very happy. Really? Really? Okay. Okay. Check all. Oh, right. Duh. Bonds. Yeah. Okay. Maybe this will do it. This is Japanese 40-year bonds. So bonds down, interest rates up. That was an altcoin. Would you buy it? It's an absolute disaster. Okay, JGB. Hits the 200-day moving average and crashes. This is if this continues, you have to see the Fed. This has been a rolling disaster for all this time. This gets any worse? Thank you for the tip. Wrong again says Uniswap. You know who likes Uniswap? And I didn't really take it seriously. Girl Bill. Oh my God. That's weekly. And again, I pushed something on TradingView and I lost the discount and the premium zone, but I don't know that it even matters because in Uniswap, this feels like a reclaim, right? So they take out support twice, especially after bumping above it, right? So again, it's classic bull market, right? They take it down here. They take it up and back down again with all red candles to make sure you're out and bearish, because it's not a bull market until they get you out and bearish. You move it up here to this most recent support zone or resistance zone or both. So we take it up. It's a breakout. No, it's not. Double bottom maybe. And then it's up only. And then they brought it back. They're like, hey, let's play it again, Sam. Let's bring it back. But you notice how they couldn't get down there. They couldn't get down there. I guess no one's ever going to trade on ETH again. Crazy. Crazy. Seriously. Why is the market down? Because the Japanese government bond market is a mess? Okay, maybe. Why was Bitcoin going up when this was like cascading lower? This is S&P. Cascading lower. most likely, like if you do maybe the hidden pivot analysis in S&P did an overshoot of its hidden pivot analysis. I know we haven't busted out with that in a while. So other than gold being in this radical accumulation cone, okay, we did the hidden pivot analysis in gold. We did something like this. Next stop, 3580, ultimate target, 4,000. Big Rich with the super chat. I did render in Patreon, and Big Rich wants me to do it live. God bless you, sir. And all the other Spartans. We have the Spartans in Patreon. We have the Samurai of Antivirus. And for Girl Bill, we have the Ninjas. Okay, so render, they're afraid of the 200-day moving average. Okay, and the question is, seriously, the serious question is, what happens when they're not? Like they were afraid of 100K Bitcoin, and you have to ask yourself, what happened when they weren't? Render weekly. Where's resistance? 975. Where's render? They're afraid of $5. Does Sui go back to 5? Let me ask you something. Let me ask you another question. What happens? So, yeah, there's a DeMark point at 483. You remember Sui was the first thing off the low, right? And the question is that no one's asking themselves, why was Sui the first thing off the low? Is there a real world asset or a DeFi announcement coming in Sui? Is Sui a fast enough layer one? There's a couple counterparts. We listed 5 of them in the premium and the platinum Patreon reports. Is Sui fast enough to run DeFi AI? Because there's no DeFi anymore. There's only DeFi and AI. I don't know, man. I can't. I'd have to go back over here. And like I said, I kind of broke the premium, the premium and discount zone by accident. But you know what? Let's look at it without it. Okay. How about we do some old school, right? People love live TA. You know that? I like live TA because I don't have to shout. I actually don't have to shout. This microphone works just fine. Like Girl Bill was using it yesterday. It was a little close to her face, but you could hear her just fine. Yeah, 533, dude. Oh, by the way, that was the, what was that? That was the Orange Man Euphoria high. Yeah, okay. So it's not euphoric. It's probably based on a future announcement in Sui or otherwise. DeFi AI is here. AI is here. Not interested. So we've got the excess out of the way. The government still has to buy it. The general public still has to buy it. Altcoins are down and we don't know why. I mean, I could bring up the total 3 chart. I could bring up all this stuff. And if people watch the show, it gets bored to tears. Like, oh, Bill, you're going to show total 3 again? Why is our altcoins down? Why is no one interested in altcoins? What are you going to do? You're going to buy this? This is equities. S&P. Okay? You know where the smart guys are going? To the golf course. You know, they were long and strong up here. They sold it in this area, no doubt, right? Druckenmiller and all these guys unloaded their NVIDIA to retail. Oh, I'm not sharing screen. Okay, sorry. They sell. the smart money, everyone had fear, greed, zero. Literally, I've never seen it. Zero. Everyone's selling. Goldman reports like rampant panic shorting of everything. I don't care what there is. If there's liquidity, get shorted. Brevin Howard, look them up, and all the big hedge funds go, take all that, thank you. Goes back up again. Everyone has to scale in who was short here. And Brevin Howard goes, thank you very much. Yours. I'm going to go play golf with the regulators who are off for the year. I'm done for the year. This was the year in equities. This is the year. It's in a range. Either this is the range or this is the range. So it's either this, right? Or it's, I don't know, this. Either way, where's the upside here? There is none. There's none. Let's have a laugh. Where is their upside? How about HUT 8 mining? Go up, retest the 200-day moving average, hold. Recent high, $31. 2021 high, $75. It's a Bitcoin farm. No one cares. No one cares until they do. No one cares until they do. And then it's just a frenzy, right? Because think about hedge funds. Everyone got short at the bottom, and so they lost money. They're short MicroStrategy, and they're not going to be able to buy it back. So what are they going to do? Well, let's see. If I'm short MicroStrategy and Bitcoin's sitting still, okay, how do I hedge my MicroStrategy short? Like, what do I do? Oh, well, I buy something else. Okay, what do we got? I'm seriously, they're going to go, okay, we're short this, we're host. What do we do? Oh, we have crypto stocks? Oh, look at this chart. Okay, let's just buy massively. They were all long, everybody in, everybody out, everybody back in again. Right? Can we look at GNUS? Then I got to go. Is this AI? Did I get this right? Genius AI. I don't know if this is burst wrap ETH or what. The whole market, that literally mid caps and low caps look like this. They do. Share screen. Jesus. Okay. I mean, this, I don't know. They rammed it down here so hard. It's like, I don't know. It's like you don't need to buy an expensive chart book to know that this was most likely a give up trade. Everyone's like, well, everything's going up. My coin's not going up, so I'll liquidate. Now, I have no idea about the fundamentals on this, but do you really need to know the fundamentals? Do you need to know? What you need to know is that why is the market down? And if you can't answer that question, you need to hit the green button, not investment advice. If you don't know what to do, we'll help you. Patreon has 2 tiers. We have the market update. We have the Bill and Toby podcast. We have Girl Bill. We have PDFs in Patreon Platinum. So in case you're up to your gills on video. We want to help you. We want to help you. Come on, support the channel. Help us. Hit the like button on the way out. We will see you tomorrow.